Students, now we are reading play Watchman of the Lake. Here, in our previous class, we completed scene 1 and scene 2, reading scene 3. Scene 1 starts when road menders are making road and their discussion between the headman and Mara. And second, scene 2, there are discussion between King and Mara, and scene 3, by the end of scene 2 or after completion of scene 2, as he conveyed the dream and explained regarding the tank and river way, the tank was constructed across the river Veda, and Mara became watchman of the lake. And there, when he became the watchman of the lake, he called his son, and his son came and said, it means he was watching something. Something means what? He asked. Then, here there is a man fishing in the lake. He said, there is a man fishing in the lake. So, for that he got angry. Then the man, he asked, hey man, get up, what are you doing there? The man said, nothing, I am not doing anything. Then Mara asked him, nothing, exclamatory mark, because his basket was full with fish. So, then why that rod and hook in your hand? And how did all this fish come into your basket? Did they walk in while you were watching the sky? Go man, go before you are pushed into the lake. Go man, go before I pushed you into the lake. Then man, no, I was not catching fish. I speak the truth. I speak the truth till this. Here, we discussed in our previous class. Today, here Mara says, I have been a watchman of this lake. I have been a watchman of this lake for years, and I have come across hundreds of storytellers like you. This is my last warning to you. If I see you again with that rod and hook, I will push you into the water and the fish will feed on you. Do you understand? Now here go your fish back where they belong. Do you see, my son? When I am gone, you will be the God here. This is what you must do with killers, whether they come with arrow for the gulls which skim over the water, or with the rod for the fish. This place is sacred and belongs to the goddess, and her command is that nothing that flies or swims or walks in these parts should ever be killed from my hut. I have often seen at dead of night a tiger come down from the mountain, slaking its thirst and that distant corner, but even that has to go untouched. Such is the command of the goddess and the king. Now begone, you fish, scolded him. Now, in this paragraph, he explains regarding the command of the king as well as the goddess, and the reason. Here, I have been the watchman of this lake for years. I have seen many more people like you, storytellers, and I have come across hundreds of storytellers like you. Here, they come with one purpose, they do another one thing. So it means storytelling it is. This is my last warning to you. If I see you again over here with that rod and hook, if I see you once again the catching a fish, will push you into the water. Will push you into the water, into the tank. I will push you into the tank. I will punish you. And the fish will feed on you. You won't eat fish, the fish will eat you. So here, you won't eat fish, the fish will eat on you. And do you understand? Now here go your fish back where they belong. Now here go your fish back where they belong. Means once again, here he sent all those fish in the water. Do you see, my son? He said. He educated him regarding how to manage his profession, how to here convey such here storytellers. Now here, go your fish back where they belong. Do you see, my son, when I am gone, in my absence, when I am gone, you will be the watchman of the lake. God in the sense, watchman of the lake. Here, this is what you must do with the killers. The same thing you have to do with the killers, such people, such storytellers. And whether they come with arrow for gulls which skim over the water. Here they come with an arrow here to kill the gulls which skim, birds, gulls in the sense birds, which skim, move very rapidly and touching something and once again going. So they come and touch water and go. So here skimming it is. Skim over the water, or with the rod for the fish, arrow for the gulls, or with a rod for the fish. This place is very sacred. This is the holiest place, sacred place. Okay, here, and belongs to the goddess. This place belongs to whom? To the goddess. Very sacred place, the holiest, sanctum place it is. And her command is that nothing that flies, which flies, swims or walks, her which flies, swims and walks in these parts should ever be killed. Okay, should ever be killed. Okay, don't allow to kill anybody which flies, swims and walks. And my hut, from my hut, I have often seen a dead of night a tiger. Tiger used to come for what? Come down from the mountain, slacking its thirst. Slaking means her satisfying. To satisfy its thirst at that distant corner, but even that has to go untouched. Even the tiger also go untouched. No, here that killing activity should not take place over here, because it is the command given by the goddess. Such is the command of the goddess and the king. Now begone, you fish. Here, you fish in the sense scolding at the person who was catching the fish in that tank. Begone means go away. It means go away. Begone in the sense go away, you fish, scolded him. Then next, by hearing the words of this Mara, that man had disturbed and got angry, and he thought that why this person is taking this much of authority to talk all these things, and he questions, you are after all only a watchman. You are not the master of this lake or this kingdom. You are not the king of this lake or this area. After all, only a watchman. You are not the master of this place, but you are behaving as though you are the master of this place. Are you not taking upon yourself more than your duty? You are speaking or you are acting more than your duty assigned. So, you are after all only a watchman. Mara, by hearing the words of this man, once again explained, I am the master of this place. Who said I am the watchman? Of course I might be the watchman, but I am the master of this place. The king made me so. Who made him the master? The king made him the master of this lake. And the king made me so, but for me, Veda would have run away. For me, Veda would have run away and disappeared, dissipated in a foul marshes in our previous class. Okay, as he was doing before. It is I who gave her a home where she stays and nourishes the cornfields of thousands of the king's subjects. Now look along the bank Do you note its length? A fling from the strongest sling. A fling from the strongest sling will not take stone to the other end of the bank. And I, by the king's order, watched every stone with which this bank was built, and I opened the gates that let the water into the fields. He explained, okay, I am the king of this place, and much I know how to give and when to stop and tend the lake and see that it is not polluted by man or beast. Even that headman of the village who once beat and bullied me will have to beg my permission if he wants to touch the water. Here I am the king. No one can question me. Now go away. I have spoken to you more than you deserve. And here he said, after all, you are a watchman. He said, I am the master of this place. I am not the watchman. Of course, the king made him the master. Before that, here, what was taking place? The Veda would have run away and disappeared. Here, into the foul marshes, distant, far off. But because of my efforts, the tank has been constructed across this river, and this water is here, and as he was doing before, and it is I who gave her a home when he conveyed his dream and goddess to the headman. The headman called him lunatic, wretched dog, waste fellow, so mad fellow, he said. But he conveyed the same to whom? To the king. King accepted the words of this Mara and constructed tank across the river Veda. So it is I who gave her home. Of course, it is his effort. Where she stays and nourishes the cornfields of thousands of king's subjects. Here she stays. The river Veda stays here and nourishes, gives life. Cornfields, maize fields of thousands of king's subjects, citizens, cornfields, citizens to whom? Cornfields of thousands of king's citizens of this kingdom. Now look along the bank. Now look along the bank. Bank, it means it's a boundary bank. Do you note its length? Do you know? Look here once again. Once estimate its area. Here, now look along the bank. See the area. Look along the bank here. Its banks, its bunds, its boundaries. Do you note its length? A fling from the strongest sling. Here, a fling, a throw. A fling means throw. From the strongest sling. Here, slingshot. Slingshot, or it is called catapult. It's also called as catapult. Sling. Will not take stone to the other end of the bank. Okay, if you throw a stone from the strongest sling, sling means here it is called catapult or slingshot, it is given. It is called kavane. So a fling from the strongest sling will not take stone to the other end. If you throw a stone taking the help of the strongest sling, it doesn't reach that end. So it is that much of here vast, immense. Immense, he is talking about the immensity of the lake. Not take stone to the other end of the bank. And I, by the king's order, not I, by the king's order, whatever I am talking, it is order of the king. Here, watched every stone with I am looking after. I am taking care of every stone with which this bank was built. I take care, I love, I care. And I have the knowledge of here every stone with which this bank was built. I know everything. And I opened the gates and that let the water into the fields whenever I feel, or according to the requirement of the people, I open the gates. Let the water into the fields. And then he is giving explanation to the words made by that man, after all, only for that. I know how much to give, when to stop. I know everything because I am the master of this place. Who made him? The king has made. Now, here, how much to give and when to stop, and I tend the lake. I take care of this lake. Okay. And see that it is not polluted by, and I won't allow anybody to pollute it, either by man or beast or any wild animal or any other animal. Even that headman of the village, if he comes, he has to take my permission to touch the water. So here, even that headman of the village who once beat and bullied me, beat and insulted him, calling lunatic, mad fellow, wretched dog. So like that, beat and bullied me, will have to beg my permission if he wants to touch the water. Even that headman is not having the right to touch the water without my permission. And here I am the king, he said. Here I am the king. No one can question me. I am the master. Now go away. And further, the last sentence here, I have spoken to you more than you deserve. You won't deserve all the explanation, but I am giving, because once again you should not ask. Okay. Then, now little fellow, my son, he said to whom? His son. My son, you see that man, another one man is coming there. You see that man there taking, that man is taking his cow to the water's edge. That man, another one man, he was taking his cow to the water's edge. Run on and tell him. He told his son, run and inform him not to take there. Don't move there. Not to take there. Not to take it there. It means here cow. Not to take it. Not to take that cow there, because it is very deep at that spot. Here he is taking his cow. There it is very deep. It is. If the cow slips, if his cow slips here, if his cow slips, then what is going to happen? Might create a serious problem. Okay. Here, warn him to move off, to go away. Move off means to return, to go back. Move off a little, to go back a bit little. Of a little, go on. The boy runs away. Here, the boy runs away here. And here, a visitor, and he said to his son to give that information to that man who was taking his cow to the water's edge, and telling him that there at that spot, the tank is very deep, and if cow slips, ellipsis comes there. Ellipsis, dots. Means, what it means, it is called ellipsis marks. Punctuation mark it is, ellipsis mark. Here, intentional omission, it is called here in previous. Okay, if his cow slips, hasn't said anything. We have to understand intentional omission of a sentence or a word or many sentences without that disturbing the original meaning. Okay, without disturbing the original meaning here. So sometimes what is to be said, if it should not, it is called ellipsis marks, punctuation mark. Okay, if his cow slips, might create a serious problem. Warn him to move off little, go on, and that boy runs and he informs. And another one person came there, that is a man. Another one, a visitor came. Mara. Oh, brother, when did you come? The discussion started between these two. Mara, oh brother, when did you come? Visitor, just this moment, just only, just this moment. I left my village at sundown, the evening, yesterday. I started my journey the evening yesterday. I have walked without a pause, without standing, without taking rest, I have walked. Mara, come into my hut and have some food. Here, his hospitality to that visitor, his guest. Come into my hut and have some food. There is bound to be something you can munch, though nothing very good. My wife is away. I and my son are running the house. I and my son. Okay. Here, come into my hut. He welcomed him to his hut and bound to something you can munch. Munch means to eat. There is something that we can eat. Though nothing very good, it's not that much of good, but we have something to eat. And he offered. And he said that his wife is not there at that time. His wife is away. And his son and I and my son are running the house. He offered something to eat. And visitor, he told, here he explains the reason to visit or his visit. I have come all this way to ask of you. You know, our village is the farthest in our king's domain. The farthest in our king's domain, and crops parch up, and cattle are dying of drought. Will you give us some water? Will you give us some water? Will you give us some water? He asked that. Oh brother, here the discussion started between these two, and at the end he said, I have come all the way to ask one thing from you. The reason he said of his visit, you know, our village is the remote, far off, a distant, far away in our that area is the last one. Okay, and crops parch up. Crops are withering without water. They are dying and drying up. No, nothing is there. And cattle are dying without, drought means without water. The situation where there is no rainfall, there is no water. Okay, drought. The situation where there is no rainfall, there is no proper water facility. If 3 years, 4 years, if you won't get rainfall, that situation is called drought. Will you give us some water? It is his request. That man has come. Okay. Mara certainly said, he became very happy because it is meant for or built for the same reason, that it should go do something good. Certainly, brother, it is here for all the king's subjects to take. Tomorrow I will come with you and see where you can lay the channels, and as soon as you have done it, the water is yours. It will be led to you according to the law laid down by the king. Here till this, and here next these lines, they give connection to the next scene. Okay, here the situation has been changed. The situation here in this, we can see there is a lot of change in the situation. It takes another one turn here. Certainly he said, okay, I am ready, and tomorrow I will come with you, and we can see that where you can lay the channels, the way or the canals to send water. And as soon as you have done it, after completion of that work, and water will be yours, and it will be given according to the rules laid down by the king. Rules according to the law laid down by the king. Yes. Then what is that seriousness matter over here? Do you notice there? He told. To whom? To the man or the visitor. Sorry, the visitor. See, do you notice there? The heart of the lake is muddying. The heart of the lake is muddying. Muddying. The heart of the water is getting, okay, that muddying because of flood and flow of water. Okay, getting lake is heart of the lake muddying. So exclamation mark is there, shocked by seeing, because till that situation that lake was very clear and lake, it was reflecting the blue sky, blue, so peaceful it is, so calm, so beautiful. Now it has turned violent, the heart of the lake muddying in the sense, so the heavy water is flowing down here into the lake, and that water has getting its heart of the lake is muddying. It was a sapphire like, it was sapphire means very clear, pure, reflecting the blue sky, like only a moment ago, within here just now till this point it was sapphire like. See those clouds at the mountain top, and he showed the clouds at the mountain crest of the mountain. There is heavy rain is taking place here, there at the top of the mountain. Veda is swelling and carrying mud and flood into the lake. Veda is swelling means overflowing, overbrimming, because of heavy rainfall. So Veda, the river Veda is flowing. How? Swelling and carrying mud and flood into the lake. I must keep an eye on her tonight. So what is going to happen, I don't know. I should take care of this lake tonight. Calling, he called his son, boy, come here, let us go in. Called him, let us go in means his hut. I fear there will be heavy rain on us soon. Now it is there, and soon it will start. There will be heavy rain on us. Something here. Scene 3 ends with that seriousness. Something has gone wrong. Okay, then scene 4 starts. Scene 4. Late at night, so in the evening this has happened. Torrential downpour and shrieking storm, the king's palace, the bell at the palace gate ringing incessantly here. The bell at the palace gate ringing incessantly here, continuously. Okay. In the night, late at night, torrential heavy rainfall is taking place. Shrieking means storm, means heavy rainfall with heavy wind, not so pleasant. At that time, at that situation, that in that disturbance, the king's palace, the scene starts where? The king's palace. The bell at the palace gate ringing incessantly means continuously, without gap. Okay, someone was ringing the bell at the palace gate incessantly means constantly, continuously. Okay, scene 1, road menders are making road. Scene 2, the king here, he was passing under a tree, and suddenly a man jumps and conveys the information, that discussion between Mara and that king. Scene 3, here Mara became the watchman of the lake and looking after the lake, and discussion between that man who was catching fish and the visitor also. This is the discussion. Scene 4 at palace. Scene 4 at palace. Okay, king, who is so urgently summoning me at this hour? Summon. What has happened in this terrible night of storm? Go down and see who is it. Who is so urgently calling me? Someone means calling. It means calling. Someone is calling. Call. Someone means call. Someone is calling me at this hour. This hour. It's not right time to call. What has happened in this terrible night? It is not a pleasant one. Terrible night because of her torrential downpour. It is going on, a shrieking storm, heavy rainfall. Her, the bell is ringing there. So Go down and see who is it. The bell ceases and sound of footsteps. Someone has gone out and informed. The bell ceases, stops, and sound of footsteps. Okay, they are coming. Who are you? The king asked. Who are you, man? What has happened that you should be calling us this hour? Why are you gasping so badly? Here. Who are you, man? The king questioned the man who was ringing that bell. Here, bell at the palace gate. Okay, here continuously. Who are you, man? What has happened? What wrong has happened that you should be calling us at this hour? At this moment you are calling. What is the reason? Why are you gasping so badly? Gasp means breathe with difficulty. When we run very fast, then at the time we breathe with difficulty. Here it's gasp. It is we breathe with the help of our mouth. Okay, it is called gasping badly. Man, I have been running. He said, I have been running. Why are you gasping so badly? I have been running, that is why I am gasping. King, in this storm, what is the reason to run in this storm? In this violent wind and rainfall. Who are you? What has happened? In this storm, see 3 questions. In this storm, who are you? What has happened? The question. Then, I am Mara. He said his name now. Because the king couldn't identify him. Because of his appearance was like that only, in that downpouring rain, the water was dripping from her dress. Man, I am Mara, watchman of the lake. Most high, said most high. He said, we cannot call the king as O king. Okay, I am Mara, watchman of the lake. You made me the watchman of the lake. Most high, king. Ah, Mara, exclamation it is. How different you are now, battered by this rain. Hit, battered means hit. Hit by this rain with your hair plastered on your face. Hair plastered, all hair plastered on your face. Okay, because of that rain, when he was running, his hair plastered on his face, and all that water dripping down. Water is dripping down from his dress. Okay, hair plastered on his face. Okay, see his appearance. You can imagine now. Can you imagine now how he looks now? Mara, I beg your majesty's grace for bringing my presence here in this state. In state, I have come running, battling with the roaring wind and through slush and raging torrents. Forgive me, your majesty, I am trembling with the message within me. May I utter it? May I utter it? Her. Mara says, I beg your majesty's grace. I ask your permission. The reason for my presence over here, presence in this state means I am in this situation. I have come running, battling against roaring wind. That wind, rainfall through slush and raging torrents means heavy downpouring, torrential rainfall. Forgive me, pardon me. So this is not the right time to speak with you, and the right time to meet you. Your Majesty, I am trembling with the message. Your Majesty, I am trembling with the message. I have one message. I am trembling. I fear. If I remember that message, I fear. I cannot withstand. It is within me. May I utter it? Shall I tell you? May I utter it here? Utter means tell. King, yes, of course, tell. My lord, Mara, it is about the lake. See here, ellipsis. My lord, it is about the lake. It is about the lake. I feel faint to mention it. I feel feared. No, I am not having that much of courage to say how to say it is, that message within him. So then, oh, tell me, what has happened? Now, said, asked, tell me what has happened. Mara, it is about what has happened. Oh, tell me what has happened. It is about to smash its bounds. Her said, it is about to smash its bounds. Bounds means her banks, its banks. Okay, the wall, the constructed wall. Smash means break, it is break. It is about to break. It's a wall, the constructed around. King Mara, are you mad? Are you sure your mind is your own? Are you sure your mind is your own? Means, do you have sense on your own? What are you telling? Oh, Mara, see her? Baffled, confused, disturbed. Mara, Your Majesty, till the evening there was no sign of coming rain. It was a beautiful bright day, unruffled. Unruffled means undisturbed. It is undisturbed. There was nothing, there was no disturbance. Okay. Unruffled means no disturbance it is. The lake mirrored the blue sky on its bosom. Blue sky was, look, it was so pleasant environment. But at the dusk means late evening it is. Before dark, after evening, in between, dusk. The sky darkened. The sky darkened. Means clouds gathered. I called my son in and shut the door of my hut. Raindrops battered my roof. At midnight, the wind rocked my hut. Rocked means moved. It is rocked means moved. Okay, my hut. I got up and went out. My heart was disturbed. Explained. Till the evening, everything was right. There was no sign of any rain. But whatever happened, it was a beautiful bright day, undisturbed. The lake reflected the blue sky on its bosom. Its bosom. But at dusk means after evening, then what happened? The sky darkened, clouds formed. I called my son in and shut the door of my hut. Raindrops hit my roof. At midnight, the wind moved my hut, flowed away my hut. I got up and went out. My heart was disturbed. I got disturbed. My heart was disturbed. I feared. King, oh, tell me, is the lake is going to break? No, don't explain all these things. Tell me, is the lake is going to break? So, then he says, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, you will know it presently. I rose from my bed and went out. I have never seen anything more terrible in my life. My lord, Veda was thundering down the mountain. The wind shook the earth. I went to the edge of the water. The waves rose to a man's height and hammered at the bank. The water level was just a hair's breadth below the shore. Any moment it might heave and flow over. King Mara, was the lake? What is to happen to all of us? Now it is the worst situation reached to that kingdom. So how Mara conveys, and how a king replies, and how Mara says his suggestion to protect his kingdom will be read in our next class. Thank you. Have a good day.